What? Why are you shaking your head?
You're welcome. Good morning. What is up? Welcome to Hump Day. Hump Day with Hansen. I am John Hansen. Worst nickname of all time. So for a day. So we do this every Hump Day, every Wednesday. It is 10:43 a.m. Eastern. We don't know crap about week 7 because it's early in the week. That's the point of this here live stream. We are in the dark a little bit. I'm not totally in the dark. I'm starting the research for week number 7. Our guy, Tommy Tipple, Tommy T-Bone over there doing the producing, the casting, the wall bouncing, the co-hosting, and all that good stuff. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we try and offer up some content as we, don't want to just open everything wide up, but certainly get your questions lined up. It's access. Certainly, I wish I could do this on like a Friday night or even a Saturday morning where I kind of know a lot more than I do right now, but you can certainly line up the questions. We're definitely looking more toward big picture things, not really who do I start. I do have my little file here where I've got the basics for week 7 in terms of like at least the schematic matchups, just so people know. I mean, I look at the wide receiver corner tool, study that up. I look at all the quarterback coverage map stuff and log that all in for every game. Look at all the receiver stuff. But yeah, very early in the week, we kind of focus on players to trade for. So let's get into that. Thomas, by the way, I'm sorry about your Toronto Blue Jays in that 0-2 hole. How you holding up, by the way? How you feeling before we get into the players to trade for?
Did you know in 1992 they were down 0-2, and in the Jose Bautista bat flip year they also went down 0-2? I'm sad because the series is over. This is why I wanted Detroit. I did not want Seattle because Seattle is a nightmare matchup for us. 5 power pitcher starters, an absolute destructive bullpen. The signing Polanco was crazy, and getting Suarez and Naylor. They were quite literally built to beat Toronto and how they play ball. So tough to win games in Seattle. Maybe we just get one more game in Toronto that I'll go to just to get one in. But I think the series, it's pretty, statistically speaking, it's pretty cooked. Congrats. The Dodgers go up 2-0, taking 2 from Milwaukee.
It's like Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the world. It's like, just give it up. You can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. Ohtani, he's terrible.
But don't worry, you got Toronto legend Teo Hernandez.
Oh yeah. I would bet my house right now if there is an at bat, you got to bet on one guy getting a hit. Kike Hernandez or Shohei Ohtani. I'm betting on Kike all day long. I mean, Kike is he's probably the most clutch Dodger of all time. I mean, it's incredible. Just keep starting them, guys. Don't bench Kike. You got to get him in the lineup every single game.
Doesn't Max Muncy have the most postseason home runs now by a Dodger all time? Didn't he just set that record last night?
Probably so. I mean, the Dodgers
14?
have never really been known for being big home run hitters. I mean, we're more known for pitching.
Yeah,
we had that Sean Green year. Isn't he a Canadian, Sean Green?
Former Blue Jay Sean Green. That's right.
I've met him. My son met him at Dodger training camp.
Good guy.
20 years ago. Very nice guy.
Yeah, extremely
nice guy. Guy was a superstar. But yeah, we don't have a lot of big boppers. But yeah, it's looking great for the Dodgers here. It really is. It's setting up here. They still haven't peaked, but their pitching has been incredible, obviously.
Yeah, the Mariners, man. I wanted, if it wasn't the Jays, I said I wanted a Mariners Brewers World Series. I wanted 2 teams that had never won it. But if we get the Mariners and the Dodgers World Series, I think that's still going to be good TV. Yeah. But
I mean, it should be a good series. I mean, it would be a great story in Seattle if they can knock off the world champs. But these Dodgers are a little different than the previous underachieving ball clubs. I actually watched them lose a playoff game myself at Dodger Stadium about 4 years ago. Anywho, people are probably sick of the MLB talk here. And
it's important to show the other side sometimes. So
yeah. I don't know shit about the rest of MLB, but I do know my Dodgers. That's it. Although I thought Ohtani, I was sniffing a homer, but last night. But again, dude he can't hit anything right now. Like,
yeah,
he got he got the bat of the ball. It's like a miracle with this guy. All right, players to trade for.
let's do it.
Definitely been a weird year. There's not a lot that you can truly hang your hat on for the rest of the year. It used to be, I'd notice things like right around this time of the year, and I'm like, oh yeah, trade for this guy. Look at the schedule, and he'd go on a 9-week run. Those days are over. Like, no one's doing that anymore. So we're just filling holes. There are some guys though that should stick here and at least produce solidly, like Jordan Love. I know he's been my guy basically the last 2 years combined. I was in on McCarthy, but if you read the draft plan article, like every single time I pretty much took Love and McCarthy. So that was my thing. Like, let's take them both in the 13th and the 14th round and see who pops. Well, neither is totally popping, but Love is good. I mean, he's been good. They're going to get Christian Watson back probably this week, and then Jaden Reed. So he might only miss another couple of games. The supporting cast is elite potentially. And look at these critical matchups in weeks 13 through 17. At Detroit, that's a great one for Love. Chicago, I mean, come on. Denver's bad. I'll give you that. And then you got Chicago again, and then Baltimore. And that's week 17. So granted, I guess week 15 could be a problem against Denver. But man, otherwise, it's really good. In the article that's up on the site, I'm asking Ball Knowledge, our AI tool, to, basically give me some good players to trade away for Jordan Love. The answers are really good. A flex wide receiver like George Pickens or A.J. Brown, that might be almost too much. It's hard to say. If you're in a one quarterback league, 12-teamer, I think he's appealing, but it's not like, oh my God, I got to have this guy. Of course, Superflex, a whole different story. An RB2/3 like Dobbins or Jalen Warren with a small sweetener. Yeah, I like that one. Or a Dallas Goedert or like a Travis Kelce to a manager who needs a tight end. So yeah, I like that playoff schedule. And again, he's a little frustrating, but they haven't really run the ball that well all year. Maybe they're starting because Josh Jacobs got it done last week. They're annoyingly balanced. They're like the Colts. They're almost too good. They are the Colts over in the NFC. But there is certainly a solid, nice, and comfortable floor with Love, and there is a ceiling. God forbid he has to throw it 35, 40 times in a game. I mean, he'll go off most weeks. Javonte Williams, small buying opportunity after the poor showing last week. I did like the schedule here when you look at it. Like, they're going to be competitive all year, I think. And I don't see any problems with the matchups here. DC, Denver's tough. Arizona, Vegas, Philly, KC. That's not great. Detroit, Minnesota, LA Chargers, DC. It's pretty good. We asked Ball Knowledge about that, and just to see if it agreed. And one thing about the AI tool is it's a good way to kind of scan what the whole staff is thinking about someone. It's still evolving and all that. But if you're wondering what 5 or 6 of us are thinking about a player, if you ask Ball Knowledge, it'll kind of scan the whole site and give out opinions, which is kind of what it did here, pulling from a couple of different articles on Javonte. A lot of the articles, I did this on a Tuesday. A lot of the articles are like from the week before, of course, because, we're still making the content for, this week and beyond. But next up here, I think Quinshon Judkins, I know last week was bad. I do like, in the article I point out, look, 3 of the next 4 weeks, he should do really well with volume. Like this week, obviously, we have Miami. He'll run for 150 this week. against Miami. I mean, period. And then we've got New England. It might not be great there. Bye week, the Jets, Ravens, and Raiders. I think it's pretty good there. Aaron Jones, remember him? I mean, his value's in the tank. I still think they need him. You know, J.J. McCarthy's already got a touchdown pass to him. Jordan Mason, sure. You want to make him the 1A? Fine. Aaron Jones should be the 1B. I'm stubbornly going to continue to put Travion Henderson on my list. How many more fumbles can they take from Ramondre? Now he's overly protecting the ball, Thomas. Now he stinks. So he either stinks because he's worried about ball security, or he reverts to previous form and starts putting the ball on the ground.
Did you see Vrabel's comments on that? So Vrabel was talking about how he thinks the New England Patriots running backs are emphasizing too much on ball security.
Right. Yeah.
How
they're scared S-less.
I think Ramondre is Vrabel proof. And I think it's going to be annoying for most of the year unless he gets hurt.
I guess it probably will.
It's so frustrating, but they just seem to not want to give the keys. And everyone thought this was a Belichick thing. Maybe it's a Josh McDaniels thing and not a Belichick thing. Because earlier in Belichick's career, he used, steady running backs. He had the Corey Dillon year. He had
right.
The Kevin Falk. You knew what his role was going to be, etc.
Right.
Maybe it's a McDaniels thing. I don't know, because this rotational stuff is infuriating. The goal line work is still infuriating. I agree. Like, he is a buy, and I mean even a buy in Dynasty. But I'll tell you this: early in the year, if I were tracking trade history of a player, which I do, as you know, every week, you used to be able to move like Trevion and a 1 and get a Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, that's just how high he was valued. I sent that trade away this weekend, and it was auto rejected.
Wow.
So his value is definitely moved. We talked about him last night on Dynasty Points. I believe me, Ryan, and Jacob Sanderson have all moved him to about RB13. So there is, if the Dynasty community has moved a rookie running back down, you best believe the redraft community has. So I agree. There's definitely correlation with him being a buy there.
By the way, to your point about Josh McDaniels, now I can't remember exactly what happened to James White, but I remember, this is like 10 years ago, 2014, Wisconsin. As soon and I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. As soon as he's drafted by New England, I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Great receiver, good in pass pro, doesn't fumble. But I mean, it took him a minute. He kind of toiled them. I'm looking at his game logs, first like 12 games of his career, and he was a 4th round pick. That's kind of high, he didn't do crap. So
remember we had, if I remember correctly, that was the Stephen Ridley year. And then he got hurt.
Right.
And then, if I remember this from a 5-for-5 game that we played on Dynasty Points, that was the Jonas Gray game as well, the 200 yards, never to be seen again.
They also had Shane Vereen back then for a little while there, and he was kind of holding it down.
Yeah, he was a 3rd down guy, and they had LeGarrette Blount. So it's like there was a run of running backs before he got out on the field. But when he did, James White was unreal.
Right. Yeah, no, but that you might have something there in terms of, the pass protection responsibilities, and probably a lot, that you have to diagnose pre-snap, like that's kind of been the MO of McDaniels. Hey. So maybe that's it. But yeah, I think we do need to be patient. Look, the hype train, we all got into it. I mean, we all got sucked into it. Let's be honest here. I had Trevion on my list, even before the hype train started, just because he thought it was a great opportunity. And yeah, it is. But, again, he's not getting, I mean, like the role didn't improve at all last week with Gibson.
Well, there's some of the stuff that was a concern. Like, so I had him, he was 3rd for me. I had him behind Hampton and Judkins. Mm-hmm. And some of the concern with Henderson.
I did 2 pre-draft. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And some of the stuff with Henderson is kind of rearing its ugly head. There was stuff about him being, I hate to call a player soft, so I won't call him soft, but the toughness at the goal line not shining through, That's kind of reared its head. There's the pass pro stuff, though it was better this week. There's some contact balance stuff. There's some tackle breaking stuff. So some of that stuff is popping up, but I do not think it is as worrisome. And here's an example. Talk about how it's week 6 and we need to be patient. Do you want to hear how things were going through week 6 of 2024 as a reminder? Alvin Kamara was RB1 at 22.8 points per game. Obviously, we know Henry. RB3, Ken Walker, 22 points per game.
Who?
At RB6, Ken Walker. Last year.
I've never heard of that guy. I don't know who that is. I only follow guys who actually score touchdowns and produce. So sorry, I don't know who that is.
RB16 was Bijan Robinson at 15.5 points. Jaden Reed was the wide receiver 8 in fantasy football last year through 6 weeks at 17.7 points per game. Ladd McConkey only had 10.6. Cole Kmet was tight end 3. He had 12.2 points. Josh Allen was only QB5 at 19.7 points per game. It is only week 6. This will look nothing like it does in 6 to 8 weeks.
Jonathan Taylor, though, he'll still be up at top.
You're damn right he will be.
There. He'll be there, baby. By the way, not the roster bait here, but your boy is the numero uno team in the Fantasy Points Dynasty League at an undefeated 6-0 and leads the league in points. I was the runner-up last week or last year. My receiving core isn't great, but how about this squad? So I'm rolling now. Patty Mahomes on fire.
Coming back.
Javonte, my boy who I drafted in, year 2 of the dynasty. I didn't draft my boy Taylor, which I regretted for a year, and then I made a blockbuster trade for him. And then, of course, he promptly had 2 throwaway years, but it's all, and then one of those throwaway years I sucked and I got Jahmyr Gibbs. So I'm rolling with Mahomes, JT, Gibbs, and Javonte.
That's dynasty, man. Sometimes it's the trades that you don't make. Like a lot of people will say that they sucked that one year and then immediately go and trade a bunch of assets away instead of sitting tight. The player is good, and then you collect your draft pick. Like I love that approach. It's not often talked about, but should be.
Well, I mean, it's an old head approach. Basically, I'm not trading away. Like Scott Barrett did like 17 trades, and then he freaking won the league in year 2. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. It's like, it's too much work. Of course, his team died right after that, so he's all over. I'm just steady. I'm like a tortoise out here, slow and steady. Like year 5, I came in second. And now I guess it's year 6, and now everything's shaping up. I almost traded Cooper Kupp 2 years ago. Probably should have. Actually, Paul Kelly sent me a great offer, and I didn't see it in time because I was not paying attention. Anyway, so I actually did make a trade for DJ Moore, which isn't going well. But last year I took Ladd McConkey over Brian Thomas, which not great, but he's coming on. So I got Ladd. I got Tyler Warren this year, though. So, yeah, I mean, I got like 7 needle movers, on the team. So I think it's pretty good. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. No one really cares.
It shows it not only does it, show that we're equally as invested as for the advice that we're giving out, but, it helps to show that we're out here in the trenches. We're out here. We feel when you guys are feeling that pain for fantasy, trust us when we say that we are too. Like we are. Absolutely. As down bad in a lot of scenarios. So I love talking about that kind of stuff. I think it really shows the other side of how things are going, because I'm telling you now, if you think every analyst on Twitter, every content creator, if you believe that I have 55 teams, I made the playoffs in 51 of them, I got the bye week in 35 and I had 20 titles. If you actually believe those tweets, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind. Last year was one of the best years I ever had in Dynasty. The year before that, one of the worst. And I got to tell you, Guru, I have suffered some of the worst losses of my fantasy career in the last 3 weeks, losing by 0.1 points, 0.05 points, 0.2 points, 5 or 6 times. Trust us when I say we are also down bad. We hurt when you hurt, and we sympathize with your needs.
Well, how about this one? In another dynasty, I'm in 3. FFPC, Superflex, high stakes. I am. Let's see here. I think I'm third in points. 12-teamer. 1-5. Third in points. Freaking 12-teamer. So I lost. I lost one by less than 1 point. It was like 158.4. And I lost to like 159.1 or some crap. But here's my other teams for those wondering. Season long. I'm FFPC main event online. All my team names are Gorific. I am 4-2. In a big gorilla tourney, FFPC team name Gorific, I'm 4-2. In another main event online, team name Gorific, 4-2. And then I'm in a main event online, team name Gorific, 2-4. Let's take a look at. Let me look at that draft. What did I screw up in this draft? Let's take a look, real quick. I'm
gonna guess.
Here it is. I had the 12th pick, and I'm Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say this is either gonna be a Malik Neighbors or a Brian Thomas Jr. team.
Let's see the draft. Came back Derrick Henry. Hey, it's not that bad. Came back, and I was feeling a little weird. I'm like, hey, give me Marvin Harrison. Freaking Ken Walker. I mean, it's a pretty Gorific start. A comeback, J-Mo, your boy, finally does it. Then
don't put that on me.
Yeah.
Don't put J-Mo on me.
Then I get Hawkinson. I had to get him. Stupid over freaking Tyler Warren. Come back. Then I get my guy Debo. I was very high on Debo. Then I get Zach Charbonnet. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Great. So I have two guys who are driving you nuts. Oh, look at this pick, baby. Quinshawn Judkins, 9th round. This was late. This was like a week before the season. 9th round. And then for some reason I took Christian Kirk. Then I took Brenton Strange because no one remembered his name. Round 12, my guy, Rachaad White. Let's go. This is 3 weeks now. He's going to be an RB1. Then I took, as I said I did in every draft, JJ McCarthy and Jordan Love. Kareem Hunt. Romeo Dobbs is pretty decent. I took Dalton Schultz in the 18th round. He's actually been decent. Boswell. Oh, what the hell was I thinking here? I took Amari Cooper. Oops. In round 20. So this was like third week in August, I guess, before it was. It's not a bad draft at all. It's not great. I lost my number one pick. And that's why I'm 2-4.
Yeah, anytime you lose like that type of player, you're almost cooked for sure, unless you get lucky. But
otherwise, I'm 4-2. The drafts. I did all the exact same stuff that I had in the draft plan. Every single thing, and I'm 4-2 in 3 of 4 leagues, so it's going pretty well.
And I mean, Brett Whitefield recently tweeted out some of Scott Barrett's draft plan stuff. So, I mean, there's a reason we are where we are. I just want to say we see the super chats as soon as we open up the questions. You guys are going to be number 1 on the board, so have no fear. You guys will be number 1 as we continue to count through some of Guru's must trade for players. I do just got to say, what about that Rachaad White, baby? Like I talked about Rachaad last year. I talked about Rachaad at the start of the year on Dynasty points, and I caught Ryan Heath rolling his eyes at me for this Sean Tucker, who did score, but Rachaad White is just that dude, man. He's that dude. What else you got for us here, Guru?
Yeah, real quick on Rachaad. I'm. It's not just about the guy on the football field, like the guy is a great guy. I know I say it over and over again, but it's not just the fact that, he's pretty good at football. And by the way, he's running well, what I mean? Like he's not a stud, but he's good. I like Roma Dunze as a buy low. I'm actually shocked that he didn't do more last week on Monday night. I like Cortland Sutton in the article. If you're a subscriber, you see all the points, but small buying opportunity. Also Justin Jefferson. I do really like the schedule. And at the end of the day, he's going to get palatable quarterback play in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully it's JJ McCarthy, but if it's not, hey, I mean, Jefferson is the wide receiver 9 without scoring a touchdown in Carson Wentz's 3 starts.
Yeah.
So we're all right there. Stephon Diggs should have had that It wasn't even a push off. That 52-yarder. It's more of a hand placement item, but I
Yeah, the
think
push off stuff is insane.
yeah. But I mean, it's his own fault for putting a hand on there like that, though, because it
Yeah.
does look bad.
I am team always commit offensive pass interference because they so rarely call it. Right. Like I am of the believer that like look at every Devontae Adams like touchdown. He's so blatantly pushing off in the end zone, but he just does it every time because he knows they're never gonna call it. So
right.
I'm there.
Good point. Stephon Diggs, I think they will drive us a little nuts here because they're kind of like the Colts too, in that they're kind of too good. Drake May is dropping dimes all over. But if you're going to bank on one guy to be a hat hanger in this offense, it's got to be Stephon Diggs. Not Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry will drive you insane. I'm sorry. And I'm a big Hunter Henry guy. Terry McLaurin. No, we'll call him Trey. Terry McLaurin, I mean, you get him for nothing right now. This is a guy that's dead, but the second half of the season, by the way, look at his schedule. In weeks 14, 17, Minnesota, the Giants, Philly, and Dallas. McLaurin's been a Cowboys killer. He will be a major needle mover in DC on Christmas Day for the ship. Here's a weird one. We got to get somebody else going in Pittsburgh because, Aaron Rodgers is actually playing pretty well. It's clearly not Calvin Austin. So how about Jonnu? I mean, let's go. I mean, can we manifest this thing here? Because this schedule is really good. Starting this week, tomorrow night, honestly, against the Bengals. Then you got Green Bay, Indy, LA, Chargers. They're a little stingy. Bengals again, and then Chicago. I mean, this is a beautiful run of games here. So,
agreed.
Some other guys, all the Ravens. I'm still buying low on all the Ravens.
Have to.
Players to trade. And again, I don't mean to sell at all costs on a lot of these, and I always kind of mention it. I have Daniel Jones on here. If I need Daniel Jones, am I selling? Hell no. He's a QB1, but they're almost too good. Lou Anarumo doing a good job. I don't really love these upcoming matchups here against inferior teams / good pass defenses. Chargers, Titans, Steelers, Falcons, Chiefs, Texans.
Yeah.
That's not good. Ashton Genty. Hey, beautiful. Nice 3-game run here. RB7. I'd say sell at this point.
So I'm looking, it says I found some information. Bottom 10 players for winning percentage. So these are the players most drafted on teams that are not winning. Ashton Genty, 46.3% of rosters that are outside of the playoffs. Ashton Genty is rostered on. Another guy you had on there, Terry McLaurin, 45.2% of rosters.
Right.
I got one for you here. How about T. Higgins at 44.5% off of a hot game with Mr. Joe Flacco? I'm looking in redraft. I'm looking to pivot off of that to somebody a little more consistent, a little more explosive.
No problem with that whatsoever, because we all know Bro Flacco is going to turn into a pumpkin in about 3 weeks. I mean, this is what he does. He goes to a team. He does well.
I don't think it's going to be 3 weeks.
Yeah, it could be less. He does well for 2-3 games. Everyone's like, oh, look at him go. And I'm not throwing shade on Flacco. I mean, good dude. Not that I know him, but I have met him. I actually know members of his family. He's a good guy, good family, hell of a family from South Jersey. As I've always mentioned, his nephew once got an unassisted triple play against my Little League team when he was 7. Good genes right there. And then how about Xavier Worthy? I mean, this guy is like leaving games in a body bag. And now Rashee Rice is back. You with me?
Oh, yeah. I talked about him on the mini pod that I do on Mondays. His role has changed even before Rashee Rice. And yes, you're right. He's been hurt a lot. I think Rashee Rice is coming back to 12 targets a game.
Oh, 100%.
With the way this offense is rolling. Like, look at the Hollywood Brown role right now and the points per game that he is putting up.
It's not bad.
I think that's a Rashee Rice stat incoming. Same with, and I'll throw Kelsey into the same boat because we saw what happens to Kelsey when Rice is on the field.
True.
So I'm putting Kelsey in that boat. I'm putting Worthy in that boat. If I could pivot off those two for equal or greater value, I am working off of it because the Worthy fan base is strong, John. It's not quite as strong as the Jameson Williams fan base,
right?
But they're almost as loud.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really know what to do with Worthy this year. I was kind of like, I guess, non-committal. I wasn't down on him per se. I wasn't really high on him. I was like, I don't really know what the role is. And of course, the whole Rice thing complicated that. Not a bad take on my Hollywood Brown stuff in the summer. I kept saying, hey, it's not a bad guy to get if you take Rice, see where he is. It's not spectacular by any stretch, but he's the wide receiver 22 in points. That's kind of weird. I'm probably a little lopsided because he scored 2 tutties last week, but hey, that's not too shabby. But now I don't know what he is. Now it's all Rashee Rice. By the way, one of those 4-2 teams in the FFPC does have Rice. And how about this receiving core? You ready for this one? Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. That's pretty good. Come on now. That's all I have. What do we have from the people?
We have quite a few questions stacking up here, Guru. Let's dive into it right now. First, like I said, we're going to get to the super chats here. Jesse M. Hurts for Lamar, 2 quarterback lead, 4-point passing touchdown. He says Josh Allen, QB1. He's 6-0.
Wow. I would.
Would you take Hurts or Lamar?
I Lamar.
You would take Lamar here? I think I'm inclined to agree with you. Tommy's with a $4.99. Sounds like a nice pizza shop. He says, is Swift a sell high or is Hall a buy?
I probably should have looked at Swifty as a sell high the schedule, although I did look at them all. New Orleans, the schedule's not bad. I would say no. He's hanging in there. I used to be a Swift guy. I completely bailed like 2 years ago, but I have to admit he's been all right. It started with that Philly year, and I'm like, yeah, he's annoyingly going to be good because he's from Philadelphia and all that, and he was. But then he goes to Chicago. I'm like, nah, he got paid, forget it. But he's been pretty good, So no, I'm going to say no on that, and no on Hall. Hall's running well. I won an easy prop though this past week, although I forgot to post it on the freaking fantasy points. But under 104.5 rushing receiving yards for that London game, I was like, that's easy. He's getting the explosive runs and all that, but they're not using him in the passing game. He didn't get a target in that game.
Well, they had negative net passing in that game.
I know, but you can't get Breece Hall a freaking target.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I think so. I'll say this: Breece Hall is a buy to me at like RB3 prices on the potential he gets traded.
True.
Because there's almost no spot that he could go that could be worse.
True.
But if you're buying, you are absorbing all the risk. You are taking on that now you're trading for a running back that stays at 11 points per game or in this terrible offense, especially now. But maybe that upticks without Garrett Wilson in the lineup for a few weeks. Who knows?
That's true. That's true. And I you know what the real wild card here is? He is in the final year of his rookie deal for sure. It would make sense to trade him. They probably wouldn't get more than like a 4th round pick. Yeah,
I think it's a 5th is what he's being
oh my God,
being valued at across the league.
Crazy. That's kind of nothing. If you're a team, with a shot, the Steelers. They're 4-1.
I got one for you. We talked about it last
Chargers,
night.
If Hampton's hurt,
that's the one. That is the one. I could see him being a Charger for the year.
Yeah. Who else could use him? Hey, the Vikings.
How about this one? The Cardinals.
Yeah. Of course. What
imagine
are we doing
that offense.
Yeah. Imagine Kyler Murray running around like doing nothing. I mean, I don't know, Mr. Empty Calorie. But yeah, Brees is. I bailed on Brees. I've been a Brees guy from day one, but
That's fair.
I bailed in the summer. I'm like, I can't do it, man. I stayed on with Garrett Wilson because the other thing I was going to say, I think a wild card is Tyrod Taylor, because Tyrod Taylor will stabilize. They'll actually be all right offensively with Tyrod. But when do they just give up on Fields? You can't do this for 2.5 more months.
I think Fields starts all year. I don't think they go to Tyrod
You can't trot him out for 2 more months.
But why? I don't understand it. Okay, I understand why a team would do it, but like, just get the first pick, right? Just keep Fields out there. You got him on a 2-year deal. Tyrod's what might win you one or two extra games.
Well, true,
We've seen that cost people the first overall pick. It's just something.
Didn't they do it? The Jets themselves recently had moved themselves down in the draft order by winning a meaningless game, I believe. New England kind of did it too last year. But anyways, what else do we have?
We have got Dylan Carver wanting to know if he needs to start too. It's Ladd, Judkins, Dowdle, and Billy Boy.
Yeah, Billy Boy, I thought would do a little bit. I mean, Judkins. I mean, you got to start Judkins.
Got to start Judkins against Miami.
He's running for $140 here.
At least
140. I'm taking it over.
How do you sit Dowdle?
Yeah.
How do you sit Dowdle?
Well, what's up with Chuba?
I don't think it matters.
You think Chuba got Wally pipped?
I think he got Wally pipped. Yeah. I think Bill is in consideration. The one that's not in consideration for me is Ladd, actually.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
Just
see.
basing it off of the everything report, everything that Ryan and Scott laid out, it's
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Didn't that just come out?
You did. Yeah.
Or was it late last night?
More than half of Ladd's production, I believe, came on the one play at the end of the game. So that's a scary thing for me. Play the running backs, Judkins for sure. Yeah. And then, I mean, Bill Krosky is either going to every other week. He has a good game, then he's a bad game, good game, bad game. I understand wanting to play Bill, but I don't understand how you can sit Dowdle. Even in a 60-40 split, guy coming off an injury, I don't see how they should not give Chuba back the passing down role, Guru. Chuba was one of the worst after the catch last year, and Dowdle has been one of the best. I mean, I at least want to play him for that role that we know we're going to get. So,
yeah, I agree. He'll get volume too, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, the Jets, they're all right. But he will get volume. By the way, you know, I love in that game is Mason Taylor.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a big Mason Taylor guy.
Yeah. It's looking good this week. You know, last week I wrote it in the article. I said, look, it's be very afraid. Why I didn't take the under, I'll never know. Okay. The number was like 27 yards, but what do you get? 2 or 3? I mean, unbelievable. But I definitely like him this week against, with a pretty good matchup. You want him against zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to go with the 2 running backs.
Yeah, 100%. But keep an eye on Bill. The only thing I'm worried about, the multiple fumbles, even though the one wasn't his fault. Okay, that other one is on JD. All right. Look, one thing I do have in-depth knowledge on is a handoff. I have taken and given at least 10,000 in 10 years of playing ball as a running back and a really good scout team quarterback, I got to tell you. And the handoffs and how they operate, JD should have just fallen down. That's a rookie thing. He did not have control of the ball. It was wet. Yes, it touched Bill's chest, but it's not the same thing as a handoff. It's just kind of gingerly tossing it at somebody. That's not his fault. The first one was. Take it easy on Bill there, just a little bit. Rob says with the 199 missed the segments with Mr. C. The energy was hot fire.
The synergy, the symbiotic. What is synergy anyway? Like synergy is like it's like energy plus chemistry.
It's a big corporate buzzword.
Oh. I literally used that word doing some writing in the early 90s. I remember writing, I think it was like company guide, like a packet, like a promotional thing. And I remember writing information and synergy instead of like about us.
Right.
It was like information. Anyways. Yes. Yeah. People, I can't really speak to the listener, but there were, on that side of it, but for 20 years, I guess there were a decent number of people who listened and they do like the chemistry. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. I guess all good things must come to an end. And not like Adam and I have any problems, but
right.
I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. every single day. I retire.
Hey, but that's right. But it also makes those Adam Kaplan episodes that we do every year now just that much more important, right? You've got the insider notes episodes. We have the Fantasy Points podcast episodes with Mr. Kaplan. So they're definitely still there. They're definitely still there, but they're just a little bit more of a treat, if you would. Tommy with the 199 says, "Can I trade away Charbonnet even if I have Walker?" Not only can you should be.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think I'd rather just get something for Walker or for Charbonnet and just hope. I mean, hate to say it, but let's keep it real here. You're hoping he gets hurt. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, that's what you're doing, but you're also probably ridding yourself of. I don't think I've seen anything like this where, and I know it's only, I don't know, happened maybe 3 or 4 times this year, maybe more, where you have a very talented guy who's basically the one, and the other guy's just taking everything.
Yeah, 2.6 yards per carry for Charbonnet. One of the last among qualified rushers, but he's led the backfield in carries the last 2 weeks.
And they don't throw to Walker. It's all over the map.
I would say trade one of them for sure. I would say if you can get more for Walker, keep Charbonnet as an insurance policy, which is how rostering handcuffs should be, in my opinion. Or if you can get a decent chunk for Charbonnet because somebody doesn't want Walker, you also have the other insurance policy. So that would kind of be the way I'm looking at it.
They're not running the ball, by the way, nearly as well as I thought they would.
No,
I mean, based on the preseason, they look dominant. And they're averaging 3.7 yards a carry right now. So their running game, that's the other problem. Their running game actually isn't that good right now.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But that's kind of how we would take it. And Scanny with the 499 was selling JMO off of one good week with more than 5 catches. I believe that's only the 3rd time in his career he's had more than 5 catches. So how concerned are you with Bucky, and when is it time to sell off of White?
I mean,
so a couple questions here. Let's start with Jameson Williams.
If I had Bucky, and I tried to tell people this, again, I think get stuff wrong all the time, but I was saying, like, if you draft Bucky, like, just get Rashad. Like, it's one of the best handcuffs in the league. And by the way, not for nothing, but the reason I didn't, and I gave Bucky some love this summer, but the reason I didn't officially put him on my roster, my target list, is because I had questions about his ability to hold up, carrying the load all year. Could be coincidence, anecdotal, but here we are about ready to miss game 3. So I probably, if White has another big game this week, I might be inclined to kind of sell right there.
Yeah, so I believe they brought up another running back here. I think Bucky's going to miss a couple more weeks for sure.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just keeping Rashad White because there are times where you're, statistically speaking, teams that earn the bye week, this is a study that was done by my guy Adiko over on Twitter. He's the creator of Dynasty Data Lab. And he did this study that showed teams that have the bye week have an overall championship rate of over 65%, and it drops somewhere in and around like a 52% range if you don't get the bye week. Those points at this point of the season are so incredibly impactful. And what do you end up with Rashad White? Like, what's the best case you sell him for? A wide receiver that gives you 10 points per game because the person you're trading him to understands that Bucky is going to come back. So it's not like you're really, for the most part, obviously if you can, but I'm saying in general, you are not getting an upper tier asset. It's hard to replace 17, 18, 19 plus points from a running back in an offense that everyone died in. I mean, Cade Otton's going to probably be their best pass catcher this coming weekend. I mean, it's tough for me to let go of somebody like White in week 6. It's like the dog days of baseball right now, but that's how I view it with running backs. It would be hard for me to let that. You need the bye week. Go and get the bye week. And I think it'd be hard to do with somebody that's probably an RB1 for sure over the next couple of weeks.
They do have a bye in week 9. So that's what I was looking at. Like, okay, maybe Bucky does miss 2 more games.
That's right.
But
that's a good time. Right. Yeah. Right before the bye week.
Right. Or again, every situation's different, but probably one more game, then it would probably tip the scales to where I'm like, all right, if I can get an ROI, I'm going to do it now, basically. Otherwise, just hold him. Just hold him. He'll be hard to trust. If Bucky's back, you're never going to know when to use him. But hey, I mean, they do have Miami week 17. They could both crush Miami by then,
Exactly. Yeah, you're holding an insurance policy for sure with Rachaad White, and I love it. He wants to know where he's selling off Jameson Williams after this game.
No, I mean, again,
me either.
We keep saying it, but our guy Brett Whitefield kept saying in September that I went to training camp, saw 10, 12 practices. They're doing all this stuff with JMO that they're not doing during the season. So, I think everybody who's dialed in was surprised that JMO wasn't doing much, slow start. And they're also not surprised that he broke out in week 6. So I think we might be on course to where we thought we would be, where he's a little bit more reliable. Obviously, we're still getting big plays here and there, and there's always upside, but a little more reliable. But this offense is a little tricky because they can run the ball very well and hide the quarterback at times. Sometimes the quarterback isn't very good. They are hot and cold. They're hot and cold. Goff can just go on a ballistic tear and average 300 yards passing for 6 weeks, or he could be terrible for 3 weeks. So it's kind of problematic in that they can win in a number of ways. Like, yeah, if they need Goff to throw it 48 times, he can do it. But they could also win with him throwing it 23 times with their running game. So that's part of the problem. But overall, I think we're on track with JMO. I wouldn't sell high.
Do you want my hot take?
Go ahead.
Maybe it's not even that hot at this point, but I think this week's game between Tampa and Detroit is the battle of the 2 NFL MVP candidates at the end of the year. I think it'll be Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield.
Well, yeah.
I think Detroit wins the 1 slot in the NFC when it's all said and done.
I mean, now here's the problem. Their injuries are really making them mere mortals in the secondary.
Right, but none of those are season long, and this offense can put up 50 when they want to. They were injured last year, and they lost 2 games, 3 games. I think this team is gonna. This game is gonna have the battle of the 2 MVP favorites, in my opinion, between Baker and Goff.
I certainly feel better about them than my Vikings right now.
Oh yeah, yep. We got to see it, right? We got to see it from the big dog. Jay Prug, shout out to you. He said, Guru, my depth is a concern in a 0.5 PPR. He gets 1 point for every 20 yards rushing and receiving. Would you make this deal? He says, I get Mandrews, Woody Marks, and our guy Troy Franklin, and he gives up Pearsall McBride. No, we don't do this.
I would tell this person, it's kind of a joke. I'm not initiating violence or backing it, but my line was, tell him no and slap him in the face. It's like, no.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm going to give you this trade. No. Boom. Slap in the face.
I have a folder of memes that I have in place for these scenarios, and they start to get more aggressive. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, this one is a firm show them the door meme if you got one. That is a no. We don't want to do that.
Hold on a second. I can replicate this because I have one of these things here.
Oh no.
It's like a little like this. So this guy is offering me the trade. Okay. So you're like, let me get this right here. It's like, oh, you got a trade offer? Like Thomas, why don't you read that as if you're the head, and
All right.
we'll do this.
Guru, I got this great trade. It's
really?
It's really gonna help your
what do you got?
roster. It really works for both of us. I'm gonna send you Mark Andrews and Woody Marks and Denver's breakout wide receiver Troy Franklin, because I think your team could use it. All you have to do is give me Pearsall, who's injured, and Trey McBride, who hasn't scored.
No. Boom. That's it. Just smack him. I didn't do it hard because I didn't want to knock it over.
No, you got enough.
Oh, what's the deal? No. Smack you right in the face.
Amazing. No, we don't do that. That one's not going to be, you don't want to do that one at all. Walk Daddy says, are we selling Rico? And if so, what for? This has been an interesting conversation the last week or so for us.
I mean, look, flipping them might not be a bad idea.
True.
I wouldn't mind flipping them. I mean, they did just pay Hubbard.
Yeah, so they have an out in 20. I looked this up because I talked about this on the mini pod Monday morning. They have a $4.5 million out in 2026, and then his dead cap money hovers in and around $4 to $5 million over the next 3 years, which, as we know, for an NFL team.
Hubbards or hovers?
Average hovers in and around $4.5 to $5 million per year in dead cap, which is an easily get outable contract. I could see them opting out in 2026, but I could also see them not. And my problem is, this isn't probably a dynasty question, mind you, but he's 27, 28. It's not very often a guy gets that second life at that age. So I think flipping him is fine, but this is kind of the Rachaad White theory that we just talked about with those sweet points. What are you trading him for in a redraft, Guru? Because that's definitely your specialty.
You know what you trade him for? Like Ricky Pearsall.
Okay. I've seen that one floated out before.
You know what I mean? Yeah. By the way, Ricky this week, if he can go, it is a damn good matchup. But yeah, Mike Evans,
good one.
Somebody who's down, obviously, in the dumps right now, or maybe you package him in a bigger deal. You know what I mean? Just
I've got one.
Throw that in there. What do you got?
I've got one for you. Zay Flowers on his bye week.
Yeah. Oh, I like the bye week thing.
Yeah, Zay Flowers on the bye week. Haven't seen Lamar, couple down games. Somebody might be ready to get out of it.
Yeah.
Lamar coming back. Okay, we like that one. And Nick B09 says, PPR, I have Bijan and Gibbs, but my wide receivers are Judy, Myers, and Zay. Damn. Says I was offered Mason Chase for Gibbs or Judkins Addison for Gibbs. He wants to know, do I do any of these? Now that's Mason or a Jamar Chase for Gibbs. I don't mind that.
I would think so. No, I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind it.
That's a fine pivot.
I mean, Mason obviously at his best is not going to compete with Gibbs, but it could be a little closer than you think. Obviously,
yeah. But it sounds like he has Judkins here, Guru. I mean, if he's got. Oh, no, he'd be getting Judkins and Addison for Gibbs. I would not do that.
I'm not doing that. No.
Would not do that one.
Addison look, he could make a big play every week and outproduce most ones, but he is at the end of the day too. So, but I do like the Mason and Jamar Chase one there.
I think
that's not bad.
I think that's a good pickup. I think that David Ortiz, and you've already got coaches in Detroit saying we need to get Montgomery, David Ortiz. I'm thinking I'm baseball pilled right now for sure. They're already talking about getting Montgomery more carries and making it more balanced, which is nightmare fuel. This is why I was thinking of David Ortiz right here with the 10. Wide receivers are Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, and Ricky P. RBs are Achane, Swift, Trey Benson, and Rico Dowdle. Wow. Are we selling Bowers since you have Taylor? Where do I need to get stronger?
Wow. So you have Bowers.
He has Bowers and has Mason Taylor. Are you selling Bowers to get stronger elsewhere with him being hurt and this team being ass certifiably?
No, because if I had this roster, I don't see all the players, but I'm hoping you get Ricky back. So you have a great three right there. And in the meantime, with Bowers, you have Mason Taylor. Do I want to like go to war and going forward with Mason Taylor? I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but you don't have to. So I would just stick and stay with Bowers and hope and pray, go to church, light candles, that, you know, he can be the needle mover you thought you were getting, you know, down the stretch. I mean, it's a kind of a lost year, but I could see him, you know, getting it done from like Thanksgiving on at least. When the hell's their bye? But one of the problems too is Geno stinks. Maybe part of the reason he stinks though is he doesn't have Bauer. They got to buy in week 8. That's right. Yeah. So I mean, it's in theory he could be back week 9.
Yeah.
And he might be all right.
I'm not trading Bowers and relying on the rookie tight end as much as I like him. I will say where you need to get better is moving one of these Devonta Smith wide receivers. Right. Even I love Ricky P. I'd rather him. I would be looking to move off of Devonta Smith for sure. Package a Smith and Rico up to go and upgrade somewhere. And I think you'll be doing all right. And
that's pathetic because Devonta Smith is really good.
He's unbelievably good.
He's on a team that doesn't throw to a third wide out, really. Yeah, they have Goddard, but he doesn't get a lot of volume. He should be rock solid, steady Eddie, but he's not because those coaches stink, and Hurts isn't great throwing the ball, you know, in terms of being a field general. Good passer, you know, accurate downfield, but oftentimes leaves a lot of plays on the field.
Yeah, I agree. It just really sucks.
Thank you, David Ortiz. Hopefully, we hope these, the advice works for all these super chats and all that.
100%. And don't worry, before we get out of here, I'll explain to you if you don't get your question answered because super chats, don't worry. There's an opportunity for you to still get them answered after the show. I'll go through that as we go here. Scanny sent to 199. Guru, I know you've been high on Manders, but do you think it could be likely that takes advantage of the great rest of season schedule? I'm stuck in tight end roulette wheel with 5 other people in my 12-man league.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Certainly could happen. Likely could do well like week 8 when they play their next game against Chicago. That's a great matchup. And he could crush against Miami. But I still go Manders here because he's the man beater, number one. And they do have a number of heavier type of matchups. They also have, they got the Bengals twice. And I go Manders there. Do you know off the top of your head, doesn't Manders crush the Bengals? Like every tight end crushes the Bengals. But you also have the Jets and Browns and Patriots. They play more man than most teams. So I think it's still a Manders type of schedule, Thomas. What do you say?
I think it's Mark Andrews until he's not on the roster anymore.
Right.
I think that's just going to be how it is with Lamar Jackson. That's just how he's going to do.
What are we doing? Likely is going to be around next year. Mandrews probably won't.
I'll say this. The worst thing that could have happened to Isaiah Likely in his career is getting hurt before he signed his contract, because now I don't know if they bring him back. Because he wanted real money. He wanted like $42 million over 5 years or something. I don't know if they pay him that money now with how their salary cap is if this is a bad year. I do not know if they do that. So
I love Charlie Kohler. I don't know if he'll ever be any good, but I love that guy.
So do they. They love Kolar over there. So.
He's a great dude. I've interviewed him too. Like really smart guy. I'm sure I talked about it, but I very interesting cat. His parents are both college professors. I think I mentioned that last week, but
yeah,
he's good.
I just think they can go cheaper at tight end to save themselves some money on the cap because their cap situation is abysmal if this season continues to go poorly. So if you have that many tight ends, I would be selling them off. Just get yourself down to 2 that you really like and just trade away the guys you could probably get the most unless you have like a Brock Bowers is how I would do that. Manny Fave with the 499. Someone with Jake Ferguson in a 26 second wants my 26 first. Isn't Ferguson is Av when Lamb comes back?
Average?
I'm not doing this.
Okay.
I'm not doing this.
They just extended Ferg.
Yeah, I'm not trading a first for him.
Right.
Even if you get a second back. So the way I look at it, Guru, I'm not sure how familiar with GoldenEye you are, but the N64 game, they had the golden gun, right? You get to shoot it one time and it's an instant kill, but you only get one bullet.
Oh, right.
Your first round picks are your golden gun. You get to fire that bullet off one time. I'm not spending it on a player who, as Ryan Heath put it last night on the Dynasty Point show, there's like 8 to 10 tight ends on a weekly basis that can score you 10 to 11 points. Jake Ferguson in 0.5 tight end premium right now is tight end 1, riding high off of touchdowns with how this offense is working. I'm sorry, I don't see it when CeeDee Lamb comes back. So do not send your first away, even if you're getting a second. I think you could go out there and find yourself another tight end that somebody doesn't like. Go and buy Zach Ertz if you need a tight end. Go spend a third on Zach Ertz, because you know what he's going to do for most of the year, Guru? Score like Jake Ferguson till the end of time, until he retires.
Although people were worried about him. I was in on him on his props last week, both of them, and people are like, "You sure about this one?" Because he hasn't been doing all that much now. He crushed it, but
that's Marcus Mariota, baby. That's not our boy JD. JD loves himself some Zach Ertz, and it's about the opportunity cost, right? It's the difference between sending your first away or spending a third. Yes, you risk having 6 points, but you also have the opportunity to get that same 12 to 18 points, especially in a tight end premium, while keeping your first pick, which I think is the most crucial part of this trade.
I do think Ferguson's big production is a little fraudulent. Like,
agreed.
It's a little fraudulent. Like, he's not crushing it in yardage, number one, right? There you go. He's averaging under 7 yards a catch.
Yeah. There's a Twitter account for Zach Ertz, actually, that I think about it. It's I believe it's called Has Zach Ertz broken a tackle, and it just tracks every week whether or not he breaks a tackle, and it's like always no. And they have like a counter, I believe, of the last time he did break a tackle, and it's like years ago. It's just a phenomenal Twitter account and a must follow, in my opinion. But I agree with you with Ferguson. A little fraudulent on the production. I mean, I think George Pickens' production is a little fraudulent, but I admitted defeat and being wrong on George Pickens this year. So there you go.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah, I did not buy
it
ADP. His dynasty ADP crept up a little bit farther than where I wanted it to. I believed in the narrative that when a Steelers receiver gets let go for nothing, right? Just historically, you've done pretty well avoiding it. He's crushed and he's kept his head on straight. He looks great. He's going to get $130 million from somebody, maybe 140. He's shown that he can be an alpha on a pass-heavy team. I'm wearing egg with George Pickens, so man enough to admit it. I will hold my ground on DK Metcalf, though.
Oh, you're not into him?
I'll still not be into him. The man is scoring 15.7 points per game while catching like 4 passes a game. It's just insane.
Here are my wide receiver targets, by the way, from my draft plan real quick.
Yeah,
Nico and Brian Thomas. That's not going well, but
take.
We're all right. JSN, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams,
nice.
Rashee Rice,
phenomenal.
George Pickens,
great.
Ted McMillan.
Amazing that the first two are such good players that have been so bad and being outdone by the guys you have listed like 5th and 6th.
Devontae Smith. This is just going off ADP.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams. It's pretty good. Calvin Ridley, not good.
No, God, no.
Debo. Golden, Matt Golden.
Oh, he is a buy for me. Yeah. Oh, please go and buy Golden.
Ibuka, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney is a nightmare. Higgins hasn't done shite.
Did you see this? Your boy Josh Downs over the last 2 games?
Yeah.
Have you 13.8 points per game.
Josh Palmer, because I always loved Josh Palmer. I did have Leggett on there, who was a late addition. These are late guys. Hollywood Brown, Ian Manor, Tesla, and believe it or not, Jalen Noel. But we're talking wide receiver 80. That's a pretty good year, I think. It's pretty good. Not bad. Anyways.
Yeah. Scanny wants to know 199 Hunter Henry or Mark Andrews for the rest of season.
I'm going Andrews.
Yeah, these guys are a bit of the Spider-Man meme to me. Pointing at each
I
other.
can't take the Hunter Henry. I can't take it anymore, man. I cannot take it. Like Josh McDaniels and Drake May is that sustainable?
Yeah, I think it is. I think Drake May is like Dynasty QB5, and I think he
He's
is a
looking
top
great.
10 total asset, period. He is
He is
another
looking
guy
great.
that I did not think could reach this height without a better offense around him, and boy, was I bloody well wrong.
Well, I was in all off season in terms of the narrative of him being, in a good spot now with McDaniels, and then I didn't initially have him as a target, but then I hopped aboard about 4 weeks before. Once I saw Vrabel talking about, and ironically, it hasn't happened really, but once I saw Vrabel talking about design runs, I'm like, that's it, I'm in. So I did hop aboard that, but I didn't give him mad love. But it's going very well. Do we have any other questions?
Oh, Guru, we have a never-ending lineup
Crap.
of
Well,
them.
we got to get to them then.
It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, so one thing I like to do for everybody that's watching, you guys obviously spend your time here. You're watching with us every single week. If we don't get to your question, it's not personal, but there is an opportunity. When the stream ends, I sit around all day on our YouTube page and answer every single question even for the first day or two. After a couple of days, I do start missing some of them because I do get busy, but
Yeah.
I make sure that I am available for you guys to ask these questions as soon as the stream is ended. If it is a question specifically only Guru can answer, you know what? I will text him for you. We'll get that answer for you and we'll get it done because we appreciate everybody watching and tuning in and listening to us rattle off our hump day thoughts here with everybody. So
I'm going Dak over May, by the way.
That's right. Yeah, we this was the next question. Dak or May? Dak has been unreal. Hard to sit him right now. So
yeah, I wonder who I haven't looked at our rankings yet. Actually, maybe I should look at that. But I would personally go Dak. Let's take a look. And we also would go Dak. We have Dak at QB5 for the week.
Yeah, I definitely Dak Prescott. I'm so mad because I do Winnipeg Sports Talk Radio because I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So I do Winnipeg Sports Talk every Wednesday. I'll be on there 2:30 Central Time again this week. And they wanted some prop bets for me, Guru. I had Dak Prescott leading the league in passing, and I had CeeDee Lamb leading the league in receiving. And boy, it's Dak's looking good, but unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb got hurt and robbed me of that. So
yeah, that sucks
because
you're dead. You're dead with that one.
It's cooked. Yeah, but yeah. Dak's still alive. Dak is still alive, but the CD part of that is not. Amelia123 says I have 2 trade offers for 2 different leagues. Says first offer, trade away Henderson and Hawkinson for Theo Johnson and Golden.
No, Theo Johnson stinks. I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. He's terrible.
I thought he was going to be the reason Dart got picked off right away to start that last game because he didn't turn his head around fast enough.
I mean,
I was
I wish I actually had that as my number 1 prop, Dart to throw an interception, and the Eagles dropped two interceptions.
Yeah, that's. I think my wife did that one too. 12-man PPR second trade away Dowdle and Krosky Merritt for Barkley in a 12-man. Are you we asked this question. Are you genuinely concerned about Saquon Barkley? Like genuinely
Not
concerned.
really.
His breakaway run rate has dropped. Like 80% of his production came on those breakaway runs last year, and it is plummeted.
Look, I said it all year that this is going to happen. I mean, we talked about it on our podcast with Brian Drake. I busted his chops about it, like 15 different podcasts throughout the entire offseason. Like, guys, this is happening. Right. They're not going to be as good. Their schedule is more difficult. They lost Kellen Moore. Everything is going to be harder, and it's all happening. They might even lose to the Vikings this week, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you'd be insane not to be worried, but at the end of the day, I'm not selling low. I'm just going to suck it up because he is Saquon Barkley and he's capable of ripping one off. They've used him in the passing game. I mean, look, he's not. This is why I was like, don't take him. at his ADP. Like, don't take him. But if I did, I mean, I'm just sucking it up.
So how are you looking at a trade like this then with two guys? Obviously, Krosky Merritt has the blow-up potential towards the end of the year. The schedule is really nice. And then Dowdle, who's a guy who's massively producing. Is this you would do?
Yeah.
You'd send this for Barkley?
I look, millions of fantasy managers had polling data, aka ADP, right? And millions of people came to the conclusion that Saquon Barkley was a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
So they did that for a reason. Granted, I didn't do that, but obviously he's still a star and he's still in his prime. Will they turn it around? Probably not, but he's just got to get the touches, and it's going to happen. Like, if you expected 18 points a game, suck it up. It's now 13.9.
So I'm wondering if you kind of do this Moneyball style and you make up the Barkley points in the aggregate on a week-to-week basis, but you are playing a matchup game all the time. I would say this. If you are depth strong in your flex spots, do this as the upside case. If you are not, I would say hold on to the 2 backs. That's kind of how I would look at it.
I would say this too, and I wrote this last week, and it didn't really happen, but I did like Barkley to beat his prop last Thursday, and I had all kinds of data on those man gap runs, and first 2 carries, 31 yards. But then they went away, I guess, from their scripted plays, and they were clueless again. But I will say, I do think he'll run on the Vikings this week.
Yeah, so I think
probably the Giants next week.
Again, I think that's totally fair. Fantasy Points early bird subscriber. I mean, if you're not getting the early bird every year, you are missing out on money. There's no reason to wait 6-7 weeks to get yourself a subscription. Trust us, it makes itself back in our.
You can do like I do. Wait to the last minute and pay top dollar, because that's how I do.
I'm so bad for that myself. He needs to know if you are on Matthew Golden or Ricky Pearsall for the rest of season, but it is not a PPR.
Oh, it's got to be Ricky, because Golden looks good, but so does Christian Watson when healthy and has his head right. And, Romeo Dobbs is, and by the way, Tucker Kraft is awesome.
Yeah, please get him some targets. Like, my God, he's so good.
I know. It drives me nuts. I lost a prop on him.
So I was hoping that the Jaden Reed stuff would lead to more Ferguson targets. You know who's benefited the most? Josh freaking Jacobs at 6 receptions a game.
Yeah, I know. But still, Ricky's good. Like, all Ricky has to do is suit up and we're good.
Yeah.
That's it. We're good. Now look, I think Ricky probably wants Brock Purdy. I'll say that. Because I think that was a thing. But I think Ricky had some moments with Mac Jones. Yeah, he had some moments with Mac Jones. But I don't know if Ricky's going to play this week. But I definitely want Ricky. Ricky, if healthy, I still think is a top 25 receiver going forward.
Yeah. Again, I'm right there with you. I don't know what we're going to see out of Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, and by the way, Juwan Jennings. How'd that go last week?
Well, yeah, he's playing with a high ankle and a low ankle sprain and 5 just sit out, bro. Yeah. Brother, please, relax. Please. You're dying out there. You're going to put a full body cast and still lining up. Just chill for a bit.
You have to put you in a hyperbaric chamber between series.
We need the Matthew Stafford chamber. Whatever worked with Matthew Stafford to get him better, looking better. Whatever steroid Stafford is on, we need that boy. I don't know any other way to describe it. This is borderline insane what Matthew Stafford is doing. He looks, like first overall pick Matthew Stafford throwing the football right now. It is insane. It's insane.
And meanwhile, his former Little League mate, Clayton Kershaw, looks like he's 49 out there.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, the Matthew Stafford, Clayton Kershaw thing is as annoying as did you know Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard? Like it's right up there. Like they have to mention it. Or Tony Gonzalez, he played basketball. We know, guys. We get it. You can mark that. You can scratch that off your broadcaster notes.
I do have a Ryan Fitzpatrick story.
Let's hear it.
Believe it or not, a good friend of mine from South Jersey, whose family was originally from the West Coast, like his dad's brother is Ryan Fitzpatrick's grandfather. So in 2005 at the combine, I go and I talk with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and nobody cared to talk to him because he was this 7th rounder. Of course, he ended up being a 7th rounder. Anyway, so I did talk with him and I introduced myself. He knew the family. He was very nice. And I said at the time, I was like, this guy's like talking to a 35-year-old man. He's like 21-year-old, 22-year-old. And I said, this guy is pretty special. I don't know if he's going to be good, but he was sneaky athletic. I remember he played for the Rams and he was good right out of the gate. So, shout out to Ryan Fitzpatrick. That was 20 years ago. Same draft class as Aaron Rodgers in 05.
Yeah. Crazy and it's Rodgers still playing. Alvin White Jr. says, which wide receivers or what type of player would you be looking to trade Debo for in a PPR? My question, I'm going to add a question onto this for you, Guru. Are you even selling Debo right now with how good he's been?
He did, underwhelm a little bit last week. Maybe, maybe you don't necessarily need him. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of an afterthought. Maybe you took him as like your 4th. And your top 3 are great, but let me see here. What would be a good I don't want to go wide receiver for it.
No, I don't like doing position for position trades. I think they're the worst trades you can do in fantasy.
So what you're looking? I mean, like Jordan Mason would be nice, but that might be a little too much to ask.
I think I'd rather Debo on the upside there. Like we talked about the schedule for Washington. I mean.
But let's assume that you're looking to trade Debo. You probably have strength.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
So, and why would you trade him for another wide receiver?
That's
when
right.
He's producing. Travis Etienne, Chase Brown. That's not a great one, but if I needed a back, I might try that. I know it's not looking great, but all of a sudden, like Jalen Warren's not looking great. By the way. How about Travion Henderson? Hopefully we can get on a run later in the year. Again, if you need Debo, he's got to be top 20 right now still, even last week. Keep going with him. But if you don't, I don't know if I do RJ Harvey, even though that's interesting in terms of potential, but I guess we're not going to get there with potential unless Dobbins gets hurt at this point. But yeah, I mean, or maybe you don't have a good tight end, Sam Laporta, obviously Tyler Warren. I don't know about Tucker Kraft. I don't know about Dalton Kincaid, by the way, because he missed last week. Although he might not. Actually, he might be a good one. Again, he's hurt now, but
he's been so much better than I wanted to ever give him credit for. I mean, my mentions are letting me know
he should be good. The guy is a very athletic, guy you took in the freaking first round. Like if you're not using that guy like that, I maybe Brady wasn't there when they made the pick. I don't know, but he has been better. And by the way, all of a sudden, low key, you notice that their receiving core is not that good.
No, and can we stop with? Oh, let's get a receiver. Let's get DJ Moore to the build. Why? So we can watch them still throw to Khalil Shakir and Palmer and Keon Cole. They spread the ball around, guys. Enough with the wish casting receivers. Did you imagine Matthew Golden's offense and how miserable we'd all be? Enough. Enough
now,
with
the receivers. If
the
they had
someone
who could win against man coverage and be a complete player, they might feature that guy. But
they had one. His name was Stephon Diggs, and when they lost him, they were like, "We don't need to do this anymore." And they've just decided that they don't need a receiver one. And when a team does that, look at Green Bay. We're miserable. I'm miserable.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Bills. I guess everyone stinks because the Bills. I thought they were.
Josh Allen's great.
Yeah. But everyone's got some flaws. Let's keep it. Let's just keep it like that. Like everyone in this league, the world champion Eagles, highly flawed. even the 5-1 Bucks, they're flawed because they're freaking everyone's hurt. Everyone's flawed. What else we have?
We've got, would you do JT and Rice for Barkley and Bowers?
No,
absolutely not. This is JT and Rice.
I mean, yeah, you're trading away honestly, you're probably trading away 2 of the top 7 players that I'm into the rest of the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Rice could be a top 7 needle mover type of guy. I mean, I know that's a little bold there.
Since Packers are on my do not draft list, you're missing out on free Josh Jacobs points. That is a shame. That's a shame. I mean, Josh Jacobs has been last year. My co-host on Market Report, Andy Bucker, and I, we co-running a fantasy points listener league, Dynasty league that we won first year naturally. Nice. And they let us get Josh Jacobs in the 9th round. 9th round Josh Jacobs, because we did this startup in like week 3 or 4. And we got 9th round Josh Jacobs. Like, that is just, to me, crazy. I don't care what team you are on. All right. If you let the value fall too far, I'm taking him.
Yeah, I bailed on Devon Achane in terms of my running back targets because his vibes were bad. I do regret that, but I did replace him with Jacobs. So I was in on him and Taylor. Unfortunately, Chase Brown, Hampton, the rookie guys. Yeah, it's been a little suspect here at running back. I wasn't on Scattaboo and Mason and Rashad. Yeah, not too bad, but yeah, it's been a pretty good year for the targets, but I do have to run. What else do we have? We dilly-dally a little bit too much. My bad.
I'll pick a good one here. Let's end on a good one here.
Trade away Bill and Booty, getting Pittman and Algier. You got Bijan. Okay, you got Bijan. It's okay. Bill and Booty. I mean, it's all right, but it's Dynasty. I mean, do you think Bill is a Dynasty asset? I think he's like going to be like Pacheco. He'll hang in there for a couple of years, but eventually be replaced.
Yeah, I think he's a good talent. I think he's a good buy for this year. I'll take him over Algier for sure. The Pittman and Booty thing, I think this is fine. I think you're going to end up doing pretty well for this year. And then we'll end on Alvin here. Are you holding or selling Marv and Judy, holding or dropping Judy? So he wants to know, are you holding or selling Marv? And the same thing with Jerry Judy.
Marv Mims or Marvin Harrison?
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison. Only because I call him Marv Mims and I never call him Marv Harrison for some reason, but Marv Mims seems
right.
I mean, I want to hold Marv. You know, he's starting to come on a little bit. And Judy, I would drop him. It could counterintuitively come back to haunt me, and I know he was better last week, but Dylan Gabriel is just he's Mr. Inside the numbers.
So we know it's going to happen. The Shadur Sanders thing.
That too. Okay.
Do you think Shadur is going to target receivers or still also be tight ends? Like, I think he's still going to be awful and terrible because he's not shown anything otherwise. Like, I didn't love his college tape either. I'm not a film guy. But there's a reason he went late, but I think he could target receivers more, maybe. I don't know.
Probably, but more downfield and lower percentage plays.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's drop. I'm done with the Jerry Judy stuff. I think I'm right there with you. All right, Guru, like you said, you got to run. Look, everyone, if you did not get your question answered, again, when this stream ends, hit refresh. You'll be able to drop a comment down in the comment section on YouTube. I will be sitting here firing off replies to any question. It's like an AMA basically up in here with the comment section on YouTube. I will take care of you. I promise.
Up in here.
What's
that song? Oh, that's right. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
That's
up in
right.
Here. So I this
DMX,
summer,
baby.
I had my daughter. Yeah, that's an older song, right? I had my daughter cracking up because I was kind of mimicking that, and they were being obnoxious. She had one of her college friends. I was like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. And they lost it. They're like, way to go, Dad. Nice dad joke. Even though that's not even that dated, right?
Hey, RIP the GOAT, DMX, one of the best live shows of all time. If you have not, please go and watch the interview Jay-Z does about following DMX on stage. It's one of the best interviews I could possibly remember, and just how like flat Jay-Z was after watching DMX pour like a goblet of go watch that interview on YouTube. It's incredible if you love music.
I'm not a rap person, but FYI, my son can do a very good Jay-Z laugh. He does a very good Jay-Z
the Hova.
laugh.
Yeah.
He also does a perfect Seth Rogen laugh.
Oh, really? Unmistakable. All right, Guru, let's wrap it up.
On that note, we're sorry if we're a little distracted, and hopefully we answered your questions. Thomas will get the rest of them. I need to go and research the live stream podcast matchup points. We record that today, so I got to get my S together for Graham Barfield and Brett Whitefield. But check that out. It's been very good, I think, as we preview every matchup. For Thomas T-Bone, I'm Hansen. This has been Hump Day with Hansen. Good luck this week, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
What? Why are you shaking your head?
You're welcome.